What's it like standing inside a stone circle?
I mean, this is, again, I don't know whether it's the site itself or what it took for us to get up here, but probably my favorite site that we've investigated so far in Japan. Awesome, really special place.
Yellowbina, let's go.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the land of Kim. I'm your host and the author. My name is Jeffrey Drum. Thank you all so much for joining me again. All right, everyone, welcome back. And in today's Sunday site visit, I will take you on a wild adventure to explore the stone technology of Kobe, Osaka, and Nara in Japan, including one of the most visually stunning and physiologically powerful sites that I have ever visited. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's intro, so without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, everyone, here we go with tonight's episode. Now, to begin, I will take you with me to an extremely secretive structure located at the top of Mount Roko, a mountain range that is shrouded in fascinating mythology, including the bizarre and mysterious language known as katakamuna, an ancient writing system based on energy formations that is said to encode the geometry, mathematics, and physics creating the architecture of the universe, dating back to 20,000 BCE, that was discovered on Mount Roko when, I will quote here, after World War II, Nagasaki was conducting a survey of electrical potential measurements in various regions. In 1949, Nagasaki was conducting research on measuring Earth electricity for 64 days near Mount Kincho in the Roko Mountains. Does any of this sound familiar? He was barking up the exact same tree that I have been investigating in the same area of Mount Roko. More on this in a future episode. We then traveled to the head end of the Dragon Temple complex in Nara to drink the sacred water at the Omiwa Jinja Shrine at Mount Miwa, before investigating a perplexing structure known as Ikazuchi Hill, literally translating to Thunder Lightning Hill, upon which we may have inadvertently summoned a massive thunderstorm that began to descend upon the site as we explored barefoot. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I hope you enjoy Sunday Site Visit 93, Stone Technology of Kobe, Osaka, and Nara, Japan.
Quite the adventure getting up here, huh?
It sure was. That was exciting. We made it.
I won't go into great detail at what it took
Never give up.
to get up here, but yeah, never give up. All right. I can already tell that we're at a very, very special site. And we're right near the apex of Mount Roko. Holy shit. All right. So first, the giant lightning symbol covered megalith that you can see in front of me. And this thing is at the top of a hill, the absolute highest peak of anything around here. And I was able to find a translation of the inscriptions here. Wow. Yeah.
So cool.
This is, again, wait till I turn around and you'll see the primary reason for us coming here. But let me read you the mythology regarding this massive piece of stone. This gentle yet noble megalith was descended from heaven on Mount Roko a long time ago. This is an ancient festival site built with huge stones in the ancient times when shrines were not built using wood. In other countries, it is called a menhir, or a standing stone, or in the nomenclature applicable to ancient Egypt, an obelisk, or a lightning rod. Huge stones called iwasaka are laid out like a henge around this stone, shaped like stone circles that served the gods. Stonehenge in England and the Carrowkeel stones are famous examples. God descended to the earth and joined forces with the god of the earth at this site. So now let me show you this. Look at this stone circle. And yes, it is snowing. Everything up here is absolutely frozen. Whoa, there's some pretty weird stuff up here. All right, so let me show you this. What the? No wonder they, well, I won't say what I was about to say, but let's just say that this is a site that is extremely difficult to access. And what the hell is this?
Should we go look in the porthole?
Well, look at the top of it. You see that three-pronged copper thing at the top there?
You're right. I've never seen anything like that.
Crazy.
Hello.
So that's most likely the cap of like a water tank or something of that nature that's buried underneath there, but I mean, make it a little less weird looking. Of course, here's the shrine and the Torii gate that mark this sacred location. I am so glad we didn't give up on the way to come up here, because some pretty severe obstacles to access this site. Look at this. So we can do, it looks like granite, because I can see the quartz inclusions in this little center stone. It looks like there's several stones here in the center. And I'm just pulling out my magnetometer here to see if we can get any magnetic reading. Nothing expected due to the fact that this is granite, but it's always an interesting test to run. Yeah, it looks like the stones are the same as the ambient field. I will say it is a pretty wild sensation to be standing up here on the top of this hill. This is the first site on our Osaka expedition today. And again, I'm really glad we didn't give up. I was seeing on Google Maps that it said that this is a secret site and not even the employees know that this is here. So now that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that man was like, oh.
Yeah, he had no idea. So let's say we just had to circumvent some things. Oh wow, this is and it almost looks like it has a capstone on there. This piece sitting on the top. Beautiful configuration of stones here. Look at these. And yeah, everything is frozen. Definitely not in Egypt anymore. Absolutely beautiful stone circle arrangement. This may be one of my favorite sites that we've visited thus far in Japan.
We're at extremely high elevation.
Yeah, super high elevation. You should have seen the incredibly steep winding mountain roads to even get anywhere close to this site, let alone what we had to do to get up here. And I may show you, well, no, I don't want to show you or document that, but it was a bit tricky finding the way up here. But this is by far the highest peak anywhere in the vicinity.
For sure.
Perfect spot for your stone circle positive charge accumulator and your giant megalith, menhir, standing stone, obelisk, lightning rod. Again, this again, I don't know what the hell this is. I would imagine there's a tank or some sort, but it doesn't look like. Let's see if there's an access on the side.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there is an access on the side here. Yeah, so you can, yeah, it's most likely a storage tank, but
Let's go look.
I mean, hey, no.
There's no doors right here.
Oh, okay, well. I mean, make it look a little less like a spaceship, huh? The fuck? And you can see there's actually a, that's a copper lightning rod on top of this thing.
Definitely. It's all corroded.
That makes me wonder even more what's down inside this thing.
Well, can you look?
Come on. All right. So, as cold and frozen as it is up here, I think I'm gonna take my shoes off real quick.
I couldn't see anything.
She went to go look in the window, couldn't see anything inside of there. All right, yeah, I gotta stand barefoot in the middle of this thing. There's one thing that is incommunicable about being at these sites via video footage, is the energy of standing around these structures. And I can say this is a super powerful structure. So before we make our way back down. I want to take a quick walk around up here. Again, everything is frozen. Ground is frozen. I'm going to do a little circumambulation around the stone, and in the middle of the stone circle, yeah, as we druids do. Beautiful. Look at that with the snow falling. Hope you can see the snow. Gorgeous. All right, now that I have no feeling in my toes, one more walk. Man, that is just beautiful. Japan is looking more and more like the UK and Ireland with every site. I am somewhat in awe of this site. It may not look like much, and it may be just, you know, what it took for us to get up here, but man, I love these stone circle sites because they're older than all of the Egyptian pyramids. The older the technology, the more fascinating it is to me. All right.
That was awesome.
You ready to go back down the... All right, we'll do one more shot of the lightning symboled megalith here. All right, just stop number 1 on today's expedition to explore the ancient sites of Kobe, Osaka, and Nara. All right, next site on the Kobe, Osaka, Nara ancient Neolithic stone technology expedition, and it's not the shrine. I'm pretty sure what we are looking for is up this pathway, and it's either up this way or down through the bamboo forest this way. So yeah, there's a pathway down there and a pathway up here. This way for now. All right, now just walked right up on the damn thing. It's like literally 2 steps away from where I just cut off. I guess we picked the right path, both literally and metaphysically speaking. Boom. Look at this. This granite structure here is known as the Ishi-no-Hoden tumulus. And you may remember that name, Ishi-no-Hoden, from our site visit to the Ishi-no-Hoden floating stone. Ishi meaning stone, no meaning of, so it's the stone of Hoden, and it's in this same area. And the reason I wanted to include this on our expedition is because I'm still trying to determine, you can see here, man, this is so reminiscent of what came around later in Egypt. You can see there was a joint or a hinge of some sort that was, you can see there's a circular depression here that would have led all the way up to its matching component hinge piece here. Most likely a piece of metal perhaps that covered this. Yep, you can see here this is a shaped piece here. You can see that there's the remnants of a hinge, or basically a door would have fit this thing right here. This is the bottom piece of the hinge, the top piece of the hinge here. It all would have fit precisely into this thing, completely sealing off this granite housing. And you know, this is conventionally described as a burial. The reason I wanted to see this thing is because when I saw this on the map in preparation for the expedition, it reminded me of what we saw at Masuda Iwafune in terms of the excavation of cavities into large pieces of granite. So I got a very similar impression from what they were attempting to do with Masuda Iwafune and then what we have here. Now, I'm not 100% on board with the idea that this is in fact a tomb. I read a very interesting book on the way to Japan called The Seed of Knowledge Stone of Plenty that talked about these chambers. So I also don't think that this was a chemical reactor either. Very different from the Ishibute structure, the passage chamber structure that had the channel leading into it. That I do think was to facilitate chemical reactions similar to the passage chamber mounds of England and Ireland that were for the production of ferrous sulphate. Now, the author of that book proposed, again, Seed of Knowledge, Stone of Plenty, proposed that some of these very simple chambers, like what you can see here, could have been for seed DNA modification and enhancement. A really, really fascinating book that touched on some of the same mechanisms of operation that I've been discussing. Again, it did have an enclosure here. There's blatantly evident that there was a hinge piece here. There would have been a closure here that would have opened and closed. Certainly could have been a burial structure. I mean, it's about the size of a body that could have fit in there. Again, the reason this was of particular interest to me is the similarity between what we have here and what we were examining at the Masuda Iwafune, that massive stone with the two housings excavated from it. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if this is not the only structure here in the area. All right. And I think you can see why the similarity between the excavations into the Masuda Iwafune stone and this structure are quite apparent, and why this had my interest. We also saw in the Masuda Iwafune the excavation of a potential closure, a sliding mechanism, as Alexa quite astutely pointed out. Very good job on that. That there looked like there may have been something that was intended to slide into that housing, that dovetailed or rebate type of sliding locking mechanism. All right, on to the next one.
All right, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the video. And please remember to subscribe for more content if you're interested in the technology of ancient civilizations utilizing physics and chemistry and the function of the Egyptian pyramids and other ancient structures from around the world. If you want to help support the channel, you can pick up a copy of the Land of Chem book and grab some merch at thelandofchem.com. And for access to exclusive content, subscribe to the members-only channel now with 19 massive research episodes revealing some of my most groundbreaking discoveries thus far. Links to everything in the video description below. Thank you all so much for the support. Now, back to the video.
All right. Now, for the next stop on the expedition. And my beautiful wife Alexa, Ancient Odysseys, and we kind of mistimed this. Well, not mistimed, maybe perfectly timed is the way to say it. As Japanese people love to make shrine visits for the new year, and this place is packed. So we are now heading toward the Omiwa Jinja shrine at Mount Miwa, and we are here today. Well, several reasons. First, see the customary bow. All right, and you can see this beautiful walkway. All right, so the reason we're here, during our September 2024 research expedition, we visited a site known as the Sakafune Ishi and the Turtle Stonework. And we were very, very fortunate to have an extremely well-educated guide with us that day, who informed us that those two stoneworks were actually connected into an artificial pyramid structure. And that pyramid was located at the tail end of what he called a dragon temple. So now we're back. And there are 3 components to this dragon temple. And to any of you that have been following closely, this should be sounding very familiar to the Serpent Temple complex at Avebury. And we're walking fast because daylight is running out and we still have a few more sites to visit today. Lanterns are lit. I'm trying not to film in front of me so as not to be disrespectful to any of the shrine patrons. So Mount Miwa is said to be the head end of the Dragon Temple complex. Yeah, the cleansing shrine over here. And the layout of the Mount Miwa Shrine Complex. And there's a lot to investigate here, but our main objective is to come drink the sacred healing water from the spring of Mount Miwa. And look at this. Again, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I definitely didn't see that the last time we were up here. But look at this. Look at that. It's a huge snake or a dragon. We'll get a little bit closer. Awesome. Again, we're here at the head end of this Dragon Serpent Temple complex. And I'll be doing a full research episode breaking all of this down soon. Just making sure she's still with me here. Now, I don't remember exactly yeah, I think yes, correct. Yes, yes. All right, so we're trying to find the shrine with the sacred spring. All right. Now, once again, we are on the right path. Oh, no. Maybe around. All right. We're going to find our way up there. We came all this way. There's no way I'm going to miss it now. All right. Yeah, it looks like there's a detour, but of course we can't read Japanese, so the rule of thumb is if you can't read the signs, you can go wherever you want.
I like that.
All right. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. The inner sanctum of the temple shrine. the Shimenawa. Hi, arigato. And here it is. The sacred Mizu. All right, here we go. You'll notice that this whole thing is made out of granite. This whole base is all granite. Bottoms up. All right. Mission accomplished. And the sacred healing waters of Mount Miwa at the Omiwa Jinja Shrine have been consumed.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's you know, I don't know whether that's placebo effect or what, but it's pretty good water. And this shrine and temple complex are deserving of an entire research episode that we simply don't have time for today in this site expedition footage. Because now we will leave the head end of the dragon to proceed to the next component of this Japanese serpent temple complex, a structure that was revealed to us by our guide at the Sakafune Ishi pyramid site, a structure known as Thunder Hill. Of course, appropriately named. All right, see you at the next one. All right, so we just arrived, and you can see here that the street name is Ikazuchi, which means thunder. And this structure here is the Thunder Hill. Now in Japanese we have the word kaminari, which means like thunder lightning, so these two things go hand in hand. And I'm very interested to get to the top of this thing so we can scope it out.
In 200 meters, turn right.
Where does this have us going? All right.
Oh, it has a moat.
Yeah, it does appear that there is a giant reservoir that may have surrounded this thing. Now there's also tons of kofun here in the area. And the kofun are also typically surrounded by a reservoir. And I'm assuming we're going to turn right.
Take
again.
the next right.
Yep. Over this bridge.
And we've had quite the adventure today here in the little chimney.
Oh, it did so well. I was loving it.
Some super sketchy.
In 200 meters, your destination will be on the left.
All right,
On
just
the
straight away.
left. Oh yeah, right up here. Okay. Yeah, show the people that.
Oh, right behind this house here.
Fat guy on a little moped.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Ikazuchi?
Kazuchi.
Ikazuchi.
I think we're just gonna have to find suitable.
Yeah, well, I mean, it will be quick. Maybe. They can get by.
Does that sign say no parking?
I can't read Nihongo.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, context clues are important when traveling in foreign countries. And also, Google Translate goes a long way. We found a perfect parking spot right at the base of the hill.
Oh, beautiful garden.
There it is. Thunder Hill. The body of the Dragon Temple complex. And there's a bunch of what look to be artificial hills in this area, Kofun and other mysterious structures that are interconnected in this landscape. And I'm just getting out my Google Translate here so we can decipher the hieroglyphs.
Did you decipher it?
Cold out here.
Tip and nibble.
All right. If the emperor were a god, he might live in a hut atop the thundering clouds of heaven. The great prince is a god, so he has built a temporary palace of thunder in the clouds. This is a poem written by Hitomaro entitled "When the Emperor Appears on the Thunder Hill." And the emperor is generally considered to be Emperor Tenmu. These two guys, Nihon Shoki and Nihon Ryoki, recorded that this was a sacred hill where the legend of the thunder god descends, and the name Thunder Hill seems to have originated from this.
Snaps for that one.
Seems applicable to the topic at hand, no? And on the top of this hill, there's the badass little chimney. So we're gonna hike to the top of this thing. Yeah, and I absolutely get the impression that this is an artificial structure. Again, it's like a friggin' Blair Witch Project up here. What is this thing? All right, so we have a good flattened surface over here. And this may be one, well, it'll be tough to, look at how beautiful that is. This one would be tough to investigate on Google Earth due to the fact that it's completely covered in trees. Yeah, this is definitely an artificial structure. It's shaped like it's a triangle shape. It's pointed on this end. There's a raised platform here. So we have multiple levels. And I should do a drawing of this thing and I'll put it in here. Do a little test. I was just testing the magnetic field on this.
What's the ambient?
I mean, this is way higher up here. So usually you'll get readings of like 40. The magnetic field up here is 55. And it's fluctuating. You know, I can move it. It's here is 40. Here is 55.
Oh, that's a big variation from what we've
It's
seen.
a huge variation of magnetic field up here. All right, so of course, you know, we got to do what we always do at these sites. Old Thunder Hill. All right, so we've been walking around up here barefoot, and now my mind is really going. So around the perimeter, we have this type of tree here, and there's some bamboo. But at the top of the hill, you can see all of these trees here, which are all the same type of tree. And all of these trees have been planted up here. That's what all this wooden structural support is. You can see all of these trees have this wood surrounding them. There's another one. This one is a newer addition here. All the same type of tree. So whatever the hell this thing is that we are now standing on top of, I was just saying to Lex that, you know, I wish that there was more archaeological investigation. I mean, take a GPR scanner out here and see what's inside of this thing. But look at these. Whatever this is that we're standing on top of, they do not want the top of this thing excavated. Hence the planting of all of these trees at the top of this hill. Why the hell would they plant a bunch of trees up here? This whole grove of trees at the top of this hill. I see a little Japanese something over here. And Lex is walking around. We're both barefoot. And she's checking the magnetic fluctuations around the structure. How's it looking?
Pretty consistent on this here, but here the point is higher.
The point is higher? Okay, do a Google Translate of this here. I wonder if it's, yeah. I wonder if it says either what type of tree these are. Let's see here.
Leaping. Mountain parade.
Mountain parade. Any of my Japanese followers in the comments section below, let us know
Oh.
what that means. Mountain parade, it just said Yamamoto conducts. Huh? No, that's, I don't think that's the right. Yamane conducts. I'm glad I just, what does this mean? And I'll send this to Teru also. Hold that up there again. I don't know whether it's mountain parade or Yamane.
Oh, what?
Something to travel to the mountain. Here, let's. I don't know, it said something about, it flashed up there for a moment about traveling to the mountain. Yeah. Something very, very unusual and compelling about this structure. This whole grove of trees is planted up here. If these trees hadn't been planted, this would be a completely open, flat space on top of this thunder lightning hill. And when I was doing my investigation prior to this expedition, I saw that right near here there's also a place called Kaminari Community Center, which is like lightning community center. I think this whole area is like Thunder Lightningville. And of course, as we're standing on top of this thing, there's a big cloud rolling in here. Definitely would not want to be anywhere on top of this thing if a thunderstorm rolled in here. So, yeah, I remember there was a comment. Somebody was like, "Yeah, are you ever afraid of getting struck by lightning out at these places?" You know, usually it's pretty good weather, but I don't like the look of that cloud.
Remember Queen Maeve?
And yeah, Queen Maeve's. We're on the top of Queen Maeve's cairn. In the pitch black darkness on Halloween, and a storm started to roll in, and we got the hell off of that mountain with the quickness. All right, so with that being said, that's exactly what we're going to do, is get the hell off of this thing.
That's getting dark.
Yeah, it's getting very dark very quickly. The wind is picking up. All right, that's that's our signal. We're out. A signal to get the hell off of this thing.
What if you captured it?
All right, maybe we awoke the dragon. All right. Yeah, the wind is picking up. It is super dark and ominous out here right now. Again, here is the peak of the shape. Well, I'm sure you can hear that wind. Okay, and then here is the elevated platform. It's probably about 6 feet from here to here. You can see again the peak here, this elevated platform. It is definitely a triangular shape with the peak in this direction and the bigger end out here. All right, let's get the hell out of here. And this indentation in the middle is very unusual. This section here, there's a little valley here that dips down between this triangular apex here and this wider section back here. And I want to get a shot. See, that is a storm cloud that just rolled in. See if we can get a shot of that before we leave. Look at that. All right, so look at how clear and beautiful it is over here, and then look at that.
It's gonna rain too at Albacete.
Look at that. Rolling in right on top of us. I mean, it's almost literally right above the. Holy shit! That's fucking crazy. What? Again, I think we awoke the dragon.
That's wild.
Yeah, I would not want to be anywhere near the top of that hill. All right, so with that being said, we're out. And as we roll out of here, I mean, this thing is literally just right above the hill. There, you film.
You can see it falling here. Ominous. Maybe that's what that little lady was warning us about.
The old lady was warning us. Don't stay on the hill too long.
What's next?
So next we head to Osaka for our favorite Japanese restaurant.
Cheesy mochi.
So good. Bacon cheese mochis.
Best thing ever.
Gonna be awesome.
Let's go.
All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. This was Sunday Site Visit 93, Stone Technology of Kobe, Osaka, and Nara in Japan. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and in the next episode of the series, the first installment of a two-part series explaining the function of the Great Pyramid and Central Pyramid chemical extraction chambers and revealing the hidden secrets below the pyramids on the Giza Plateau. This is an episode you do not want to miss, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to The Land of Chem here on YouTube, and don't forget to click that little notification bell so you don't miss out on the new episodes that premiere twice per week. Please like, comment, share, and stay tuned. If you want to help support the channel, check out the members-only channel at thelandofchem.com. If you want to pick up a copy of the book or grab some merch, both linked in the video description below. If you want to follow me on Instagram or on X, my handle is @thelandofchem. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's video, so I will see you next time.
Yo, are you still watching this? Please subscribe to The Land of Chem here on YouTube and click that little notification button. New videos coming out every single week. And check out this other episode. Come on, do it. Do it now.